Good evening and welcome to This Is The Day. My name is Sarah Otieno. We are live on Family TV and also live on Family Radio where the music does the talking. The WhatsApp number to contact us through is 0786-316-316 and also through the SMS line 20316 and on Facebook that is at Family Radio 316. Also on Twitter, it's at Family Radio 316, and we can get to talk together. Well, today is World Cancer Day, and probably that slipped your mind because of the happenings that are taking place in our country right now. But we'll be looking at some of those, including the departure, I want to call it the departure of the retired President Daniel Arap Moi. But for now, I want to introduce my guests in studio, and I have Emily Munene, right? Yes. And I have Rose Adera. So maybe we can start with you, Emily, just kindly.
Yes.
Who is Emily?
I am an author in the first place. I'm also a health educator. So I write books that teach people about preventive health and also teach others about drug adherence and how generally empower them on how we can be able to control lifestyle diseases. Yes.
All right. There's a petition you started.
Yes.
What was it about?
The petition is calling on the government to declare cancer a national disaster. Yes.
All right. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
And who is Rose Adero?
Rose Adero, mimi ni cancer survivor, mother of 4. Na tena nilipoteza mzee na lung cancer.
Okay.
So I am a cancer warrior.
Okay, your husband also? You lost your husband
Yes.
due to cancer?
Yes.
All right, we'll come back to talk about that. But for now, today is a sad day because first there was the news of the stampede in the Kakamega primary school yesterday. And again this morning we received some very sad news about the death of the retired President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. And it's a sad time for Kenyans. A lot of people knew him to be a very strong person when it comes to power. And others also called him a dictator. But others would also say that he did it in good faith for the good of our country. But how well do you know, or did you know, Mzee Moi? Let's look back at some of his biography, kidogo too, and let us get to understand what he did for our country. And later on, we will talk to you and find out what you remember him for. But for now, some statistics. Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi was born in Kabarak village, Sacho Division, Baringo County, on the 2nd of September 1924 and was raised by his paternal uncle Kimoi Chebi following the early death of his father. He was from the Tugen subgroup of the Kalenjin people. After completing his secondary education at Kapsabet High School, he attended Tambach Teachers Training College in Keio district. He worked as a teacher from 1946 until 1955, where he entered politics when he was elected member of Legislative Council for the Rift Valley. In 1960, he founded the Kenya African Democratic Union with Ronald Ngala to challenge the Kenya African National Union, KANU, led by Jomo Kenyatta. After Kenya gained independence on 12th December 1963, Kenyatta convinced Moi that KADU and KANU should be merged to complete the process of decolonization. He served as the third Vice President of Kenya from 1967 to 1978 and succeeded President Jomo Kenyatta following the latter's death. He led Kenya from 1978 to 2002 as the head of Republic. Moi was popularly known to Kenyans as Nyayo, a Swahili word for footsteps, as he often said he was following in the footsteps of the first President Kenyatta. He also earned the name Professor of Politics due to his long rule for 24 years, the longest in Kenya's history. Moi died today on Tuesday, 4th February 2020, at the age of 95. He was the oldest living former Kenyan president at the time of his death. President Uhuru Kenyatta has announced a period of national mourning on behalf of the passing of the former President Daniel Arap Moi. In a presidential proclamation issued today, he said the period of mourning will be observed until the day of Moi's funeral. The head of state also ordered the flag of Kenya to be flown half-mast as an expression of sorrow. Well, listening and watching some of these statistics, it takes me back to the time where we used to have a lot of good times. I would call them good times because I love milk. And because of Mzee Moi, I had maziwa ya Nyayo, you know, and I remember him so much because there's no time we lacked milk in school.
Yes.
So may his soul rest in peace. But Rose, maybe tuanze na wewe.
Yes.
What do you remember Mzee Moi for?
I remember Mzee Moi for milk.
Milk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maziwa ya Nyayo. Yeah.
All right. Na Emily?
I also remember him for milk and also his love for music.
Oh, yes.
Yes, he used to love dancing.
Uh-huh.
When you played music for more, you just stand and dance with the children. Yeah, he would just used to like being entertained and dancing. So he had that free spirit and very free to mingle with people. Actually, he loved people
Yeah.
and was very sociable.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
like the fact that you have pointed out, and someone told me in the morning, we should be celebrating his life. We should not be mourning because he ruled us well.
He ruled as well,
Yeah.
and we should actually give him a chance to rest.
Yeah.
He did his part. Yeah, every leadership has its own hiccups. We are all not perfect, but he did what he did at that time. The bad side and the good side, we celebrate his life.
Okay,
Yes.
music. Rose, unakumbuka ile song ya Tawala Kenya, Tawala.
Tawala Kenya,
Tawala.
Yeah.
Rais Moi,
Oh.
Tawala Kenya, Tawala.
Yeah, and it's really nice because a lot of people actually walitunga music, you know,
Yes.
the
To
way
please him.
people compose music to praise him. So I think we should just allow him to rest.
It's
What do
true.
you think?
It's
Rest
true,
in
yes.
peace.
Let
Yeah.
him rest in peace. Yes.
So we also went to the streets to ask you what you remember about Mzee Moi. Some of them were interesting. Most of the people actually remember him for milk and the Nyayo, you know, tingisha kidole. He used to say that a lot. So let's listen to what you had to say about Mzee Moi.
Namkumbuka tu kama Mzee Nyayo, maziwa ya Nyayo. Life was good by then. May he rest in peace.
Napeana pole kwa familia ya rais mstaafu, lakini harakati wake ambapo alikuwa rais, kuna mabaya pia kwa wakati wa Moi regime na pia mazuri pia iko inawezekana.
Sorry, and I give condolences to the family of our late president, Mr. Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. He was a good man and he used to be a good leader. When I was in school, he used to give me free milk. But because of the coup in 1982, he became a dictator till the time he came to leave the office.
I was Baptist when I was growing up, and our moderator then was the late Dr. Arthur Kenyanjui, who was a very close friend of the Moi family. So every 1st of January, on the eve and on the 1st of every January, during the 80s and early 90s, we would go there for a very happy new year.
For Mzee Moi, we can remember him because of the Nyayo Awards, which he made sure all counties had, and maziwa ya Nyayo. And there was no much corruption.
Mimi ni mwanachuakari. Nakumbuka Rais Moi ndiye alikuja huko Kisii Chuakari akaweka mawe. Nakumbuka Moi ndiye alipigania Chuakari Artisans. Alileta maendeleo, alileta amani, tulikuwa tunafuata nyayo zake. Wakati huu nasema ni pole kwa familia yake kwa sababu yeye ni mzee wa maana. Tulisafuata nyayo zake, ikawa sisi kama wanachuakari leo hii tunaitwa wajasiriamali kwa sababu ya Moi.
Well, I also remember him for one more thing. You know the 5 shillings, the 5 bob, the big 5 bob. I remember him for that, and really, Kobole. Ilikuwa inaitwa Kobole, yeah. Yeah, as Emily is reminding here, Kobole.
Yes,
and it was
Kobole.
really big. You know, I have one. I still have a souvenir.
I still do also.
Wow.
Yeah.
But in the market, haiko.
Ziko, lakini they are very scarce.
Ah,
Yeah.
all right. But really, he did well. And the president has actually ordered that we are going to be in a mood of sorrow until the funeral and the burial of Mzee Moi. And also all the flags, the Kenyan flags, are going to be raised half the mast to make sure that we are in the mood and we just support the family. And to the family members and all the friends and all of us as Kenyans, ni pole sana, and may he rest in power, as they say in the glory of the Lord. Now let's hop in to cancer. World Cancer Day. And most of the time, this day just passes by. If you ask me, most people concentrate so much on the breast cancer day and they forget that there are other kind of cancers that also affect our country. So World Cancer Day, cancer in general, that's what we are actually marking today in the world. And let me tell you, in Kenya we have about 30,000 people who die of cancer every year. Well, that's a big number, and it's straining so much the health sector in our country. Where are we going wrong? What are these kind of cancers that are affecting people in our country? That is why Emily and Rose are here in Studio 4 for the major reason, right?
Yes.
All right. So, Rose, let me start with you.
Yes.
You are a survivor, a warrior.
Yes.
Do you mind telling us a bit of your story?
Yeah, my story, nilipatikana na cancer 2015 through screening. Penye nilikuwa nafanya kazi. Every year tulikuwa tunaenda for screening. So nikapatikana na cervical cancer stage 1. Wakati nilikuwa naendelea na treatment, mzee pia akapatikana na lung cancer. But I lost him 2018.
So you're pointing out that it's during your work process. It's
yes.
At your workplace. That's
yes.
where you went for screening.
Yes.
And was it happening often? Ama ilikuwa tu ile one time and you were all asked to go for screening and that's when you knew about it? Was it a revelation for you?
Nakumatt, I was working in Nakumatt supermarket. And Nakumatt na Faraja Foundation every year August, August tulikuwa tunawasaidia kudonate and then walikuwa wanatuoffer for screening, free screening. So every year August.
Alright.
Mimi wakati nilienda kufanyiwa 2015 wakaniambia niko na cervical cancer. Nika start treatment. Nika undergo operation and nikaenda chemo na radio. Yeah.
Okay. Allow me to ask this. Do you still have the cancer? Are you still undergoing treatment?
For now, I don't know because nearly stop treatment. As I say, it was me before and then my husband. So it will affect financially. So ilibidi ni stop.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
And how are you feeling? Are you feeling healthy? Ama unadhani bado
you know, after cancer, life haiwezi kuwa the same again. Yeah. Because we are using chemical. That chemotherapy ni drug and ni chemical.
Yeah.
And affect your body.
Okay, I understand. So Emily, please, as an expert, you you advocate so much for people to know about issues of cancer.
Yes.
And what are some of the types of cancer that we are prone to, leave alone even people in the world, as in Kenya? What are these types?
Actually, the common types of cancers in Kenya, we have the cervical cancer, like what Rose had. Then we have the breast cancer. We have the prostate cancer that targets men. By the way, cervical cancer targets the female. Then the prostate cancer targets the male. That is the man. And then we have the cancer of the esophagus, which is also upcoming right now. And also of late, colon cancers. They are also on the rise. And also, of course, we cannot forget throat and lung cancers, which are, as you know, the risk factors is exposure to the carcinogens or the pollution in the air, passive smoke, yeah, and our lifestyles in general.
Okay.
So yeah, among the common cancers are those ones. Yeah.
But you know, a lot of people actually are not very much aware of some of these types,
Yes.
like the esophagus cancer,
Yeah.
you know, the throat cancer.
Yes.
Someone might have it, but another too, they have that rash, you know, or a
Yes,
sore
yes.
throat.
Yes.
And that is where people go wrong.
That is where people go wrong, and that is why we are emphasizing for people to know the signs. You learn to listen to your body, because remember, in the first place, we cannot say for sure this is what causes cancer. What we have is associated factors or risk factors. Risk factors in that you find like most people who are diagnosed with the cancer of the throat or lung cancer, there are people who have either worked in the factories that have exhumed a lot of smoke, passive smoke, or they have inhaled a lot of fumes,
Yeah.
or even the silicone from the silicone dust and all that, and also secondhand smoke, which can be either through cigarette smoking or even from the charcoal. Yeah. The
Alright.
carbon monoxide from the charcoal and all that. So majority of the people who are diagnosed with lung and throat cancer, they have had that exposure to those major factors, and that is how we classify. Now we say, if you're exposed to this and this, you are the risk of developing this a particular type of cancer. Yeah, and then
Okay.
we are like, but you cannot still limit to throat cancer to that, because you see what happens in the body. Anything that can be able to affect the DNA or the gene in your body system, then it can be able to trigger the formation of cancer cells.
Okay.
Remember, we are not born with the cancer
Uh-huh,
cells.
uh-huh.
No,
Okay.
we are not born with them. It is the normal cells in the body that we put pressure in them, or either through external or internal usage. Yeah, so it can be external force or internal force that can be able to trigger that change in the body, and then depending on which part of the body receives that force is where now you find the cells now mutate.
They
interfered.
multiply.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
because
and that exactly is what we call cancer. When these cells
they are affected, then they change form. Now they stop being of help to the body, and then they multiply, and then they are not gotten rid of from the body system. They are stored in the body. So wherever they are stored at that particular time now is what we call the primary organ, or the organ of origin, where the cancer is in the body. Yes, and then we see, like, let's say for example, if it is the breast, and you've developed, those cells have gone and accumulated at the breast. They will stay there in form of a tumor, a cluster of a thing. Yeah, so that cluster can remain there for a certain period, but you see, when it is on the breast, it becomes an obstacle to the function, to the flow of the blood, to the working of the other body organs and all that. So you find other cells now, it keeps on multiplying or reproducing within that area. Then as the mass keeps on building now is when now you can be able to notice that there's something wrong. Or you say the tumor is enlarging. Is when you can be able to sense now there's a tumor where on the breast, which started maybe as something very small, just a collapse maybe of a few, and then they start now multiplying within that organ now without any order. You know, like normal body cells, they have a way, the way they reproduce, and the way they die, and the way the body disposes of them.
Yes.
But now these other ones, now when they form now abnormally, it means it's like an emergency in the body. The body is not prepared to get rid of them. Then because they change the form now, they multiply now, they reproduce without any order. So they become a mass within the body.
All right.
Yeah.
I understand. So are there any kind of common signs and symptoms across all types of cancer?
Yes.
They are?
Yes, like the common one, we say like the tumor.
Yeah.
The tumor, which you can be able to find in to be able to detect, like in the solid organs. Let's say, like for example, you can be able to find like in the breast. You can be able to find it maybe sometimes in the lymph nodes. It can appear in any part of the body. A tumor is one of the common, but not all tumors are cancerous.
I was about to ask
Not all tumors are cancerous. Yes, yeah. So unless now it is checked, or a biopsy is done, and then it's checked in the laboratories, when you can be able to know, is this tumor cancerous or is part of the lymphatic system cleansing, where it also builds the masses within the lower glands that can be able to cleanse the body. Then the other one we see is we can say fatigue, not the normal fatigue. We say everything that you can be able to be suspicious or think is a symptom of a disease. It is something that has come continuously on and off for a prolonged period of time without any definite reason. Like, for example, just feeling tired and you've not done any hard work and you have slept to your fill, but you just feel exhausted all the time. It can be a warning that something is going wrong in your body. So for that one, no, you cannot in particular say it is maybe a sign of cervical cancer or cancer of the stomach and all that. We also talk of continuous constipation. You see, for no reason at all, you just feel you are constipated. For no reason. It could also be a warning sign for any type of cancer, although mostly it could be now with the cancer of the digestive system, or it can also be the digestive,
the
colon,
whole digestive system.
Can be the colon, it can be the stomach cancer, intestines. It can also be even ovarian cancer.
Wow. All right. So Rose, did you experience some of these signs and symptoms? She's talking of fatigue. Kuchoka too. You just feel tired. Did you experience them? And maybe are there any other kind of symptoms and signs zenye you passed through?
Upande wangu mimi yangu ilipatikana early stage, stage 1, and cervical cancer. Kujua hizo symptoms zake si rahisi. So mimi nilikuwa niko tu sawa. In fact, I was shocked when niliambiwa niko na cancer. But kwa mzee wangu alikuwa akona pain kwa kifua. Akienda hospitali anaambiwa ni pneumonia.
So it can be mistaken to be pneumonia.
Akienda hizi local hospitals anaambiwa ni pneumonia. Na ili tulikuwa tukaanza kwenda Kenyatta wakati alifanywa CT scan. Wakati sasa ilikuwa too much, nikamwambia aende afanywe CT scan. Akafanywa German Hospital na ikapatikana kuna tumor. Sasa tukaanza kutembea Kenyatta. Kenyatta tulitembea for more than 3 months. Alafu venye alifanywa hiyo biopsy test ikapatikana yuko na lung cancer stage 4.
So he's also already at stage 4.
Yes.
So let me ask you as an expert here. In cases where yake it was determined at stage 1, but for the husband it was already at stage 4. In most cases, in my understanding, I have come across a lot of cases where ikifika stage 4, the person also loses hope. Like there's no hope of living. Is there a way that this can be controlled so that death can be avoided?
No, before I answer that, please, let me tell you, like now, for her husband's case, it is what we call lack of information. Because if they had that information, like now what Rose knows today, initially after treatment the first 1 month, and then there's reoccurrence of the same chest pain, and then you go for treatment, you are given medication, then it reoccurs again. Even herself or the husband would have hinted to the doctors and told them, now because this chest pain keeps on coming on and off, could it be I learned somewhere it could be cancer? Then they would have been referred to for further screening or cancer testing. Then maybe that time would have been able to avoid being diagnosed at stage 4. So the lack of information, that awareness that we are doing, it is to make sure to tell people, listen to your body. Understand your body. When you go to see a doctor, if you have been treated once and you go the second time with the same problem again, can you suggest to the doctor also, tell them, could it be because I'm just from medication, to avoid now that late diagnosis or what was undergoing misdiagnosis or being told it might be pneumonia. It is pneumonia. Pneumonia that is not responding to treatment. Yet with the chest pain you can have, it could be cancer, it could be tuberculosis, it could also be pneumonia.
Well, let me ask you, Rose.
Yes.
Do you sometimes feel like if the right diagnosis was given, maybe your husband's life could be saved?
Yes, because tulitembea Kenyatta more than 3 months, as I said. Unaona hiyo time yote maybe angetibiwa mapema, angefariki. Unaona?
So do you think that there is a problem, there is a gap in our health care system when it comes to cancer?
Yes.
Okay.
Kuna shida because for somebody like me, kwa hizo zote nimepitia, huwa naenda nikiongea na watu. Kwenda kwa early screening. Early screening, ukipatikana nayo early stage, kama yangu venye ilikuwa, ukitibiwa, unapona. Unaona? But there is a problem. Umeongea na watu. Ameenda amefanyiwa screening, amepatikana nayo. After that atakutafuta, Rose, now iko hivi na hivi. What should I do? Unamwambia anza safari ya Kenyatta au public hospital. Atatembea pale na hii kitu ina grow. Watu wengi wana lose hope. Anasema siwezi endelea.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is a problem.
It's not treated as an emergency.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a problem, and then cancer ni very expensive. Inakudrain. Ni wale watu wenye wako na pesa ndio naweza nikasema wanasaidika. Kama mimi nilikuwa niko kazi. Nikachukua loan. Treatment yangu ya kwanza ikaenda haraka kwa sababu nilienda private hospital. But venye ilikuja ya mzee ikawa kuna challenge. Hatukuwa na pesa. Mimi ndio nilikuwa naumwa, alafu nikapoteza kazi. Sasa unaona hii ya mzee, sometime mimi huwa ninajiblame, maybe ningekuwa na pesa nimpeleke private hospital, venye mimi nilienda labda angekuwa hajafariki. Unaona? So kuna shida hapo. Kitu yenye tunaweza tukasema kansa iko. Na huko mashinani watu wanakufa.
And it goes unreported. Most of this time we only know of 30,000 people. Do you think there are more people dying and suffering from cancer in our country?
There. Because let's say for
even
example,
now niko na patient mmoja mwenye ameenda Kenyatta for more than 2 months hajaanziwa treatment. Unaona, inakufanya una feel guilt. Nataka kuongea na watu waende wafanyiwe early screening. Nataka kufanya kazi na watu, kuelimisha watu, but saa zingine nashindwa. Utaambia mtu nenda screening aende alafu utamsaidia aje? There is a problem.
And then you see what happens. We have like now we are commemorating the World Cancer Day. Last month we were commemorating the Cervical Cancer Month. Before that we had the Breast Cancer Month and all that. So during that time we find a lot of stakeholders coming out now to give free screening. Screening, the cost of screening, maybe it's around, it's not more than 10,000 to be screened. Are you getting me? So that person who is rushing for that free screening, it means they cannot be able to afford maybe between 3,000 and 10,000 shillings, depending on which type of cancer they are being screened for. Now, you can imagine if you cannot afford that screening, you have to wait for free screening. After free screening, and you have actually been told, like the way she was told you at cancer stage 1, or you have pre-cancer symptoms, can you go for further screening? That further screening, it requires money. And even if you go for that free screening and you are diagnosed even with cancer stage 1 or stage 2, if you can't afford the money for screening, how will you be able to afford the money for treatment? So what happens? These people, they go back to their homes, they retire. If you are a tailor or even you are a teacher and you don't know where to go, and you know treatment is very expensive, and you look at your income and your responsibilities as a family person, you see, I cannot be able to afford that treatment because you know it's in hundreds of thousands. So what do? You continue doing your job until the day when you'll not be able to move anymore. So you retire in the house. So what happens now? When you start being a burden, or depending on your children now who are depending on you, or maybe on your husband or your wife now, and they start asking you, neighbors, for help, is when now they get to know that there's a cancer patient where? In the house. But remember, they will still not be able to cater for your treatment. And that time, if it is maybe 6 months down the line, that cancer would have advanced from stage 1 to stage 2 or stage 3. Are you getting me? So that person ends up being sick and dying in the house before the government has the information. Because how will the government collect the data if people are not going for treatment? They can only be able to get the data of how many people are affected by cancer, those who go to for treatment, especially in public hospitals. All
right. Continue sending in any comments, any questions you have, and you can join our discussion. Just to mark this day and help someone out there, know about cancer and how they can be able to get around it. The WhatsApp number to use is 0786-316-316, the SMS line 20316, and on Facebook and Twitter at Family Radio 316. We are commemorating World Cancer Day. And as I said earlier, a lot of people are dying at home just because they do not know where to go for help. Well, in studio, I have Emily and Rose, and we are talking about this killer disease. Allow me to call it killer because especially last year, we lost a lot of people due to cancer, and just how to go about it, the challenges that we are facing. And we have a question here, Rose. Maybe you can help us in this. We have someone by the name Nahashon Budhia Irungu from Larry Kirinyaga. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're saying, I am loving that conversation. Please endelea kunielimisha. Thank you for that. We have someone else who's asking, hi family, when is the next free screening and how can one get to know where it's taking place and other details? Is there a way that people can actually know that there's free screening somewhere, Rose? Emily first.
No, by listening to the radio. Listen to the radio, look at the social media. These days it's very easy to know because people put advertisement, but you don't have any scheduled day. Particular days you can say that is be free screening, but most organizations just decide we are doing free screening and they advertise a lot beforehand.
And the organizations that do this free screening are quite a lot.
There are quite a lot. Yes.
Okay. And we also have Andrew. Andrew, thank you so much for tuning in. You're saying, I love that discussion. Please tell me, is cancer hereditary?
Some, yes. Like
some. Kind of cancer,
yeah, but not like if we talk of breast cancer, cancer of the ovaries, and they also say cervical cancer. They say some of them might be. Yes, might be.
Not proven yet.
Not proven yet. But from my research, I find that is the habit that we inherit from the family. That's why you find one family suffering from a particular type of cancer, or even cancers that are interrelated. Like if you talk about ovarian cancer, cervical cancer and breast cancer, those are cancers that affect the reproductive system of a woman. So you can be able to relate if there's a particular habit like obesity in a family. It can be able to trigger ovarian cancer, it can be able to trigger even breast cancer, even cancer of the cervix. So if a family has that in them, then there is that potential.
What about what we call the blood cancer, the leukemia?
The leukemia, yes. Because those ones, most of them, the DNA has been affected, or the genes have been affected and inherited passed from the parents to a child when a child is still in the womb.
All right. We have your name is Rebecca Mwende from Kitui. You're saying thank you so much for that discussion. The truth is, in our country, we have neglected cancer as a disease, and a killer disease for that matter. What needs to be done is that the government needs to take its position and make sure they provide these standards and good standards and medical facilities for patients suffering cancer.
Thank you.
What do you think?
Okay. Mi upande wangu siamini siku hizi kama kansa unaweza ukaipata through familia. I think tunastahili tuangalie jinsi ambavyo tutakula lishe bora pia. Inaonekana nowadays chakula zenye tunakula ziko na chemical nyingi. Unaona, unaweza ukapata hata mtoto mdogo. Unaona, hii kansa unaweza ukaipata kwa njia nyingi. For example, mzee wangu penye alikuwa anafanya penye wanani material vumbi mingi, unaona. Kwa hivyo tumi nafikiria tuangalie venye tunaweza tukule lishe bora. Kitambo pia kansa ilikuwa, si ndio? Haikuwa kwa hii rate yenye iko sasa.
Yeah, sure, that's true.
So kitu ya kwanza, ukipatikana na kansa jikubali. Na kansa inatibiwa. Ikipatikana hali stage. Challenge inakuja hapo, umesaidia mtu kama mimi nafanya kama caregiver. Sina any support group. Saa zingine natembea na miguu kuangalia kitu yenye nilipitia, stigma. Kwanza kitu yenye ninaweza kuappeal kwa watu, kama mtu wa familia yako amepatikana na kansa, umpende, watu wengi wanakufa sababu ya stigma. Unaona?
Yeah, that's true.
Ni kitu yenye mimi nili experience wakati nilipatikana na kansa. Walisema sasa ni kufa. Unaona, vitu kama hizo zinakuja kwa akili yako. Si fair. Tusaidie watu ambao wamepatikana na kansa, kwa sababu saa hii I believe kwa familia, hata kama sio katika familia yenu, maybe rafiki yako ameafektiwa pahali, usimkimbie. Mimi nakumbuka mimi wakati mzee wangu alikufa na ilipatikana ni kansa, mwanzo ilikuwa ni mimi, nilipitia a lot of things. Nilihave kujifungia kwa nyumba na watoto wangu, kwa sababu walikuwa wanasema hiyo familia ni imekasiwa. Unaona, vitu kama hizo haistahili. Hao watu ni binadamu, we need each other. Unaona? Na kwa government ninaweza tu kuapila tusaidiwe. Yes, tunajua cancer ni expensive, maybe hawezi kubeba 100%, but at least ikue hata 85. Yeah.
Is it catered for in the medical covers, like wewe venye ulienda hospitali, medical cover kama kina NHIF, for you covered for?
NHIF ili cover kidogo sana.
So it's a small percentage.
Yes.
Okay.
But for now naona niko na aunti yangu pia anasafa na lung cancer. At least tukipewa hiyo ni ya 48,000 wanachukua 25. But unaona bado ni challenge. Hii ni familia moja ambayo imepoteza watu na hii ugonjwa ya cancer.
All right. We also have another person. This is Victor Dingiri. Thank you so much, and you're listening in from Nakuru. Mungu akubariki. Thank you for tuning in. Jared Odhiambo wa kutoka Kisumu, I can see you. Martin Dungu, thank you so much for tuning in all the way from Gikomba. Thank you so much. We have someone here who didn't give their name, but they're from Tarakanidi, Kauria. I hope I got that name right. Kauria. Anasema, thank you for that discussion. Edneleni kunielimisha, and I still want to know. There are some fears that come up when it comes to cancer, that when you start chemo, your hair will fall out and all these other challenges. Is this true?
Yes.
It's true.
Yes.
But I see true. You still, your head is still full.
Kuanguka kwa nywele au kutani wakala, hiyo ni process tu ya treatment. Kwanza ukipatikana na cancer, jikubali.
Okay.
Before uanze treatment, jikubali. Ukianza treatment utapitia hizo zote, lakini after treatment nywele zitamea na skin yako itarudi venye ilikuwa.
All right. So maybe you can take us through some other challenges, Emily, that cancer patients go through, and maybe that is the reason why there is so much stigmatization.
Yeah, apart from the medical expenses, we also have the fear that that is brought about by the side effects of the treatment. Remember, these are chemical treatments that are put in your body, and most of the cancer treatment drugs, they do not distinguish between normal cells and cancer cells. The work of these drugs, they're supposed to go and destroy cancer cells. For example, where do doctors give chemotherapy? They give chemotherapy when they fear or they have a feeling or suspect that cancer has moved from the organ of origin. That is, if it started at the lungs, now they feel that it might have gone to other parts, broken from the primary part. So if it was just on the primary organ, they would just do a surgery, remove the tumor, all of it. You know the way you remove a jigger? Yeah, they'll just remove it,
and this
then
be
it will be over, like when it is on stage 1. But now
stage 1,
okay. Yeah, stage 1 and early stage 2. Now once it's developed to stage 3, now the size of the tumor also will be able to tell the doctors, to give them that to make them think that maybe the cancer has moved to other parts of the body, like if the tumor is quite big. So when the tumor is quite big, it means the cancer might have moved to other parts of the body, which is carried from it's now like scratched from the organ of origin where the tumor was. Some of the cells, they run away using the blood veins or through using the linings of the limbs. Then it is carried to other parts of the body. That is now where you need either combined treatment or surgery and even radiation. But when it has really advanced, then you must go through chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is a drug that is released in the bloodstream now to run in the blood to go and trap the cancer cells that might be moving to other parts of the body, or the ones that have already moved, or to catch them before now they start going to different parts of the body.
Okay.
And
I
now
like, I
in the
like that
process-
explanation,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, I like to stop it from moving.
from moving,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yeah. So
Uh-huh.
in the process, as they move, as that chemotherapy moves, remember, it is moving through the blood. The way the cancer cells are moving is the same way the other normal blood cells are moving. So the chemotherapy drug does not know how to distinguish between which are the good cells or the normal cells and the cancerous cells. So in the process, it goes destroying even the good cells. And remember, all the body cells have their own part to play. We have cells that control nausea and vomiting. They're the ones that are attached to the hair follicles. We have others that are attached to the blood clot. So if chemotherapy destroys the cells that are attached to the blood clot, then it means a patient who is undergoing treatment will be, if any small scratch, they will bleed, and the bleeding may not stop immediately. If it affects the cells that control the for the hair follicles, now the hair falls
out.
off. Yes, yeah. So the patients and caregivers have to understand what the cancer cells have destroyed.
Okay.
And those are now the side effects and the fear that they have. Because most patients, cancer patients, they lose out not because of the cancer itself, but because of what has been destroyed by those cells, because they cannot be able to contain it. Then there's a lot of fear. And then the foods, we need a lot of foods. If you know this is what has been affected, get to understand what food you eat that will be able to help to assist
like
you
replace.
to replace the cells that have been destroyed, and also to enable you hold the food in the stomach. Like if you are undergoing nausea and vomiting and diarrhea, then you need foods that are not fast. They're not fast digested very fast.
Okay.
You don't need high fiber foods. You need food that will be retained so that we don't keep on vomiting everything. And then also at the same time, you are taking foods that will help you replace the cells that control nausea and vomiting. But all the side effects of cancer, if the caregivers and the patients are able to understand and they are able to give support to the patient, then they can be able to overcome the side effects, and one will undergo treatment, finish treatment, those body cells that have been destroyed will be rebuilt afresh, and the patient will come back to normal.
And what would you say to someone who might bring up this argument? Because of all the side effects, I better not go for chemo. Because they say chemo fastens the process of killing. Sorry to use that word. But I have had cases of people who say it's better not to go for chemo because it hurts.
It is true.
Yeah.
It is true. We've seen with many cases, and even I think even most doctors admit that, because now let's say, for example, a human body, what we need is food. You need food. You need to be able to go for fresh air, to get fresh air. You need to go for walks and all that. Now, if chemotherapy makes you weak, you cannot go for your normal walks. So it means you cannot even get vitamin D from the sun directly. You cannot be able, if you are vomiting, you cannot be able to retain the food within your system. If you lose the appetite, it means you cannot be able to eat the food. And remember, when you put the drugs in the body, any drug that you are taking, it takes something from you as it destroys the cells. And that's why you find most people, they think that fruits and vegetables are for patients and children.
Yeah.
Because they know when a patient takes fruits, then it helps them to get well fast. Are you getting me? So most people, they feel, no, why do I have to take this drug that will come and create other illnesses in me? Because when you are vomiting, you think that's another illness that it has been created in you. Why don't I just keep off chemotherapy? And then the other thing, I think our medical fraternity, they have not been able to discover target chemotherapy. You know, like the police dog.
Yeah.
When you release a police dog, it will not go trapping everybody or biting everyone. It will just go after the bad guy.
Yeah.
So we need chemotherapy that can be able to identify cancer cells. When it's put in the system, it will not destroy the
other good cells.
in the body.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a challenge to our researchers.
The researchers.
Yeah.
All right. So I just have a couple of minutes, but I need you to talk to someone who's gone through cancer, maybe is a survivor, a warrior, I would call them, and with the current health systems, I know the government is trying, but haijafika that kiwango
Yes.
that will meet all the cancer needs of every patient. So maybe as a survivor, as a warrior? Maybe talk to someone who is going through that and really does not know what to do.
Naweza kusema kwanza, I believe in God, and then afate venye daktari amemwambia. Hata kama anapitia wakati mgumu, itaisha, Mungu atamponya. Na kwa wale wanaogopa kwenda hospitali, juni wengi, nimekutana na watu wengi, unamwambia hata kama huwa nikisikia kuna screening somewhere, najaribu kuongea na watu. But mtu anakwambia ndio nipatikane nayo, usiogope. Kansa haiumi. Ukingoja uanze kuona hizo symptoms imesonga. So it is good uende before uanze kusikia hizo
the symptoms.
Yes.
Alright.
Uende mapema. Ukipatikana nayo, utafuta group kwanza ya cancer survivor. Walinisaidia sana. Utapata kuna yule mtu yuko chini kukuliko, utapata yule mtu anaku-encourage, unaona. So hiyo ndio kitu watu wafanye kwanza. Nenda screening, na kama uko kwa treatment, muamini Mungu, Mungu ndiye anaponya. Na uendelee na madawa, hata kama nywele zitatoka zitamea tu. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
And
talking of screening, have you ever gone for any kind of cancer screening? So this is what some of the guys had to say on the streets about screening and why some of them would not go for screening.
What do you see on the ground? I've seen nothing on the ground. In the treatment and management of cancer, you go to Kenyatta National Hospital, you will see for yourself. Patients are queuing there day in, day out, without any meaningful treatment. That's personal opinion.
Serikali imejaribu mahali inaweza. Sasa naye naweza sema labda vifaa zile zinahitajikana asiko.
To what I know, I don't think it's doing even a half, because you hear that there is no particular place that is more reliable in the country at the moment. So I wonder, even myself, because even people in the Republic, it's just very few people who knows where you can go for the treatment, and the cost, especially in the cost, scare people.
Ugonjwa kansa imekula watu zaidi, ni bado inaendelea. Kitu hili wanaweza kufanya kusaidia watu ni kuwafundisha na kusambaza mashine kwa kila county, mashine ya kansa ili ya kuscreen, ndio waweze kusaidia watu. Lakini hivi vitu wanafanya, wameweka mashine mahali pamoja, kama Kenyatta hapa peke yake ndio inasaidika peke yake. Waweke kila mahali, kila county ipate mashine ya kansa.
Pale nyuma venye viongozi walikuwa wamekufa, walikuwa wamesema watafungua cancer centers, hatujaona. Sasa naona tu wako kwa mambo ya BBI.
Well, it's unfortunate that even Kenyans can notice that we are focusing on other issues like BBI and living alone cancer, considering the fact that we were actually given word by these politicians that it's going to be a priority. We're not saying that they're doing anything. Of course, something is done, but is it quick enough? Well, Emily, please tell us about, you are one person who advocates so much in spreading information about cancer and educating people about cancer. And there's a petition you signed.
Yes.
Yeah?
Actually, the purpose of the petition was for government to declare cancer a national disaster, because I believe it's a national disaster. And as we're waiting for the government to take that step, we cannot wait, because every day we are all at risk of getting one type of cancer or the other. We can be able to prevent it. We have taken the initiative to create awareness, and that is why I said earlier on, I said I am an author. I write books that educate people on cancer prevention, early signs of cancer, and all that. So take the initiative, get the knowledge yourself, teach yourself. Don't wait for the government to come and teach you. When the time comes, they'll teach you. It might be too late, but start getting that information now, so that you can be able to know early signs, get to know how to take care of yourself if you have been diagnosed with cancer, get to know where to seek for treatment, and also seek support from people who can be able to support you when you're looking for someone to support you on the treatment cost. But for now, we call on the government to declare cancer a national disaster.
It should actually.
Yes, it
The
should.
last year we lost a lot of people, you know, Kina
No.
Bob Collymore.
You're talking of last year.
Yeah.
Between that 1st of December up to now, if you knew how many people we have lost, if you knew how many people we know who have been diagnosed with cancer, you'll be very shocked. We are just on is it 4th of February?
Yes.
I am telling you, the statistics are so high. They're overwhelming. Every day somebody calls you, oh, I listened to myself and I went for this and I was told I am on stage 1, I'm on stage 2. We've just dispensed people who have gone for treatment and also going to seek for treatment outside.
Yeah.
So we need to really do that one and encourage even our students right from primary school to embark on medical whatever courses. Let's have more doctors within us so that we can be able to diagnose this thing and also educate and also research and find out why they uprise in cancer cases, especially in our country. Yeah.
All right. My dear Rose.
Okay, to me, napenda appeal kwa government. Watu wa chini wanateseka. Sana sana huko rural, watu wanateseka. Kama mimi sasa, vitu zenye nimepitia after cancer. Ni vitu ngumu, siwezi nikaelezea zote. Nilikuwa nafanya kazi, nikapoteza kazi, watoto wangu wame drop out from school. So tuko tu hapo, unaona. Na kuna watu kule mashinani wanaumia. Kama serikali inaweza kufanya mikakati katika hizi public hospitals, tuwe na hizo chemotherapy, radiotherapy. Kwa sababu kama hapa Nairobi sana sana watu naenda Kenyatta na watu wengi wanakufa sababu ya ile line ambayo iko Kenyatta, unaona. So mimi ningependa tu kusema serikali ione venye itatusaidia, isaidie watu wa chini. Unajua wenye wanajulikana ati wamekufa na kansa ni wale watu wakubwa.
Yeah, sure.
Wale watu wadogo wa chini hawajulikani kama wako na kansa. Na sisi pia kama cancer survivor tupewe nafasi, unaona. Kuna watu wanaweza wakafanya kazi, kuna watu wanaweza wakafanya palliative care, caregiver, unaona. Unaona, mimi ninaweza kusema nimesaidia watu wengi hata ile kuinuka aende hospitali, unaona, kama mtu anajiweza kifedha. Kwa sababu nishapitia hiyo. Naongea na mtu ninamconvince, namwambia unaona hata mimi nilipona, unaona. Sasa tupewe nafasi kwa government ya kuongea na watu na watu waende screening, wafanyiwe hiyo early screening na wakienda hospitali waweze kupata ile nafasi ya kutibiwa kama wale watu wako na pesa. Kwa sababu watu wengi wanasema kansa ni ya watu wenye wako na pesa. Sio hivyo, ukitibiwa mapema unapona.
Okay.
Lakini hiyo cost ya kansa ndio ina drain watu. Kama mimi nimeuza vitu mingi sana. Nimebaki hivyo.
It is well.
Yeah.
It is well.
Thank
Something
you.
is burning you, but my director is telling me,
But
hey, wind up.
Yeah, I've said awareness is very, very important. Let's get to know about the early signs of cancer and prevention. Yeah. We also have one book, Handy Tips on Cancer, which people are reading all over and discovering what cancer is all about.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get your copy.
All right. So please make sure, if you have not gone for any kind of cancer, please, umeona nimefanya hivi, please go for screening. Have the courage to just go for screening and know your status and know how you are. You know, they're free screening exercise out here. And if you hear of any, just be on the lookout. If you hear of any, because maybe you cannot afford the amount of money that is needed for screening, go for the free screening that is happening across our country. And trust me, it is for the benefit of yourself, for our country, for the people that depend on you, for your children, and for everyone that is near you. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming today. Barikiwe sana and have a good evening.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for tuning in to This Is The Day. My name is Sarah Otieno. Go for that screening, and I will see you tomorrow.